Welcome to episode 2 of Chiefs Weekly Chat. I am your host Owen, and this week we have a buzzing story from the man himself, an interview with a few members of the women's softball team, and a lunch break questionnaire.
Hi, my name's Allison Sparkman, and I'm a senior in high school.
How did you start your softball career?
Well, my dad played baseball in college, and I've always been around sports. I always played a lot of sports growing up, but softball's the first sport that made me feel a part of a team.
What is your favorite softball memory?
My favorite softball memory, I would say, is winning a national championship in Colorado.
Do you have any future plans in softball?
Yes, I plan on attending Florida Gulf Coast University, studying sports medicine, and I plan on giving pitching lessons in the future.
How has softball impacted your life?
Softball has impacted my life because it has given me lifelong friendships and people I can rely on in the future. It has taught me discipline, and it's given me an outlet.
Hey, I'm Madison Newport, and I am a sophomore.
How did you start your softball career?
I started doing t-ball when I was 3, and ever since then, I've just kind of picked up on travel ball and rec ball, and that's where I'm at now.
How has softball impacted your life?
It has made me learn more about perseverance and teamwork, and just being able to get through anything that I think is impossible.
What is your favorite softball memory?
My favorite softball memory has got to be beating the number 1 seed as the last seed in 6th grade in a tournament and we beat Lassiter.
Do you have any future plans in softball?
I don't really have any future plans. I just plan on finishing high school and school ball, and then after that, I'm good to go.
Next up, we have our Life of Man story, Man vs. Hornet.
Okay, so this is Coach Mann with another one of my stories. I guess today what I'm going to talk about is the day that I learned animals nest in the ground, and not all of those animals are friendly. So I was probably middle school age, and we lived on a farm across the road. And my brother and I always had nothing to do. We had a church on one side of us and a cemetery on the other. So it was always, we were sandwiched between the holy and the dead. We had no neighbors that were technically alive except on Sundays. So we had to come up with lots of things to do, and it was really a lot of stuff that got us in trouble. Well, anyway, we had a Cocker Spaniel at the time that my dad just loved. He loved this dog almost more than he loved us. And so he didn't want her to run off, so he had a garage, and on the outside of the garage, he built a little wooden kennel with wire so that she could come out of the garage and be protected from everything. Well, it had a top on it and everything. It was only about 4 feet high, and it had a doghouse. Well, one of the things he asked us to do was to go in and clean out the doghouse. Well, it's one of our chores. So my brother and I, and he's my older brother, but we were constantly getting into trouble. So we went inside this, we had to crawl inside the kennel. Like I said, it's only 4 feet tall. And so we're crawling around, and we decided the easiest way to clean out the doghouse was to just turn it over. So we turned it over to dump it out. And underneath it, we saw like a hole with some straw in it. And so we immediately thought, oh, there's a rat's nest or something up under this doghouse. So my brother went out and got a BB gun and brought it to me and said, why don't you just fire a BB down into the hole, and then all the rats will run out and we can catch them. And so we said, okay. So it sounded like a really good idea. Well, so he goes out, gets a BB gun, hands it to me inside the kennel, and I stick the BB gun down into the hole in the earth, which this is really not a good idea. This is a bad thing. Unsupervised children on a farm usually equals trouble. So what I didn't know is that my brother knew that there was something more than just rats in this hole, and that even if it was a rat, it would be funny to watch me get trapped with them. So he closed the kennel door and latched it. All this while my back is turned to him. So I stick the BB gun down in, and I'm going to shoot the BB in, and then I'm going to crawl out of the kennel and wait for anything to come out, and then we're going to try to catch them or whatever. Well, turns out that bees nest in the ground. And it was not, in fact, a rat's nest. It was a hornet's nest. So as I stuck the BB gun down in the ground, I fired the BB, turned to crawl out the gate, and realized it was locked, and my brother was running away laughing, saying, ha, that's a bee's nest. And so now I'm stuck in a kennel that's 4 feet high with a top on it, It's probably about 6 feet wide and about, I don't know, 3 or 4 feet long. And I'm trapped with angry hornets and I couldn't get out. And so I just curled up in a ball. I got stung several times. He thought it was funny. We didn't realize how dangerous it was. But the bees did take pity on me and they left and went after him. So as I curled up into a ball. But anyway, I got stung multiple times and I learned at that point, just because something has a nest in the ground doesn't mean you need to poke around in it or play with it. And you should always have an escape route. So to this day, everything that I do, I make sure that I have an escape route and no one has locked me in a cage. So that's my story for today. Hope you enjoyed it.
Last up, we have lunchtime chat.
What's your name and what grade are you in?
Reagan Reddick, 12th grade.
I'm Tyler George. Henry Young, I'm a freshman.
What do you like to do during your free time?
I like to hang out with my buddies.
I like to hang out with friends. I like to swim.
I've been your host, Owen. Thank you for tuning into episode 2 of Chiefs Weekly Chat. Subscribe to Chiefs TV and tune in next time.